Hoo-wee! What is up, everybody? Well, here we are again. So, welcome back or welcome to Optimal Self Live. As always, thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for taking the time out of your day. Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for taking part. And I really want to say thank you. Several of you out there over this past 3 or 4 days have sent some really amazing messages. Got a really cool message even this morning from somebody that it was just a simple thank you, but it was a thank you for just talking and just being able for them to listen in on what they feel like is me almost talking in a mirror, right? And I thought about that for a second. I was like, you know what? I think it's true. I think it is true that me sitting here talking to you guys and having these conversations is literally like talking in a mirror, because I need to hear and the things that we're discussing are the things that are going in my journal or conversations that I'm having with my loved ones and my friends and my family. And so it's things that keep coming up from time to time. And each and every one of us deserve to be on the journey to being the best version of ourselves. And so it was really cool to hear. And so thank you for reaching out. And I mean this to everybody who sees these and possibly is even, no matter where you're seeing it or what time you're seeing it, if it does affect you, and it is, those lines and those moments, those little direct messages or text messages or even sometimes a call, they mean the world to me. So I just want to say thank you, because without you guys, man, I don't know what these days look like, because I look forward to these moments so much. And I appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time. And man, the numbers are getting bigger and more fun all the time. And so thank you. And I look forward to it every day. So let's jump into today's live. Today, I want to go over a word that comes up that I use a lot, but I want to get real deep into it today. Some reading, and I'm going to share something from an author that I really enjoy his stuff. And so I want to talk about the word context, but I want you to understand today how powerful the context of situations and words and circumstances and things matter in your life. And we take it for granted. We don't pay attention to it enough. But context simply is the circumstances that form the setting for an event, statement, or an idea. So what is the context around it? What I want you guys to understand is this. A lot of it is the context we give it. What do we give those words? What do we give those sentences? What do we give those thoughts? Or if somebody says something to us, how much power do we give it? Because it becomes the context. And I'll give it to you like this. Context is actually more important than content. Think about that. Context is more important than content. In the book, Dr. Benjamin Hardy states in his book, Personality Isn't Permanent. He states it like this. Context is always superior to content because it determines the meaning, the focus, the emphasis, and even the appearance of the content. I want to read that again to you because it's very important. I want you to understand this. Context is always superior to content because it determines the meaning, focus, emphasis, and even the appearance of the content. When you change the context, you simultaneously change the content. Let me give you a scenario really quick. And this comes from Dr. Benjamin Hardy's book. And I'm just going to give it to you in my terms real quick. So let's just say your boss calls you into the office. You get to work. Your boss calls you into the office, says, come on in. And you sit down. They said, thank you so much. You're doing an amazing job on the spot right now. I'm giving you a 10% raise. Thank you for your time. Thank you for everything you're doing. Keep busting your ass. Keep doing it. Awesome job. You walk out of there, how do you feel? Great, right? Just got a 10% raise. Man, if depending on what that is, that could be a very significant number, right? And so you're excited, you're having a great morning, you go to lunch. You sit down at lunch and there's one of your colleagues, does the very similar, same position, just maybe on a different side of the office. And you look over and you're like, hey, you're never going to believe this. I went in today and boss gave me a 10% raise. She looks at you. She goes, oh, that's awesome. Congratulations. You know what? She called me in as well. And I got a 15% raise. Now what happens? That 10% didn't change. The content didn't change. But how do you feel now? Right? Because the context of it changed. Because what were you doing before? Your 10%, you were looking at it against what you used to make. So that 10% is now better than what my previous was. But now you're taking that 10% and you're comparing it to the 15. And now it doesn't have the same feeling, does it? No. Because context changes everything. It changes everything. What in your life right now are you putting a different context to that is literally holding you back? What is that? What are you holding on to? What are you giving your past? What is your context that you're giving to something in your past that is truly holding you down right now from becoming the best version of you because of the context I'm giving it or because of what I am comparing it to? That's where we lose every single day. That's where we lose ourselves, is that moment, right? In that moment when I start comparing it to something else. Because when I compare it to something, when I compared that 10% to what I used to make, whoo, I'm pumped. But when I compare it to the 15% that my colleague just got, now it just set me back. So I'm asking you to pay attention, because context, how important is the context in our life right now? How much does context control your life and future right this second? Because if I can just change the context, the content changes, the emphasis changes, the appearance changes. And now I can literally limit myself. I can cut that and I can get on the journey of being a better me. I can get on the journey of being my optimal self. But you got to stop with creating these terrible contexts of the past, or even looking at what can't be if you're comparing it. You see somebody that does something great, you're like, oh, good for them, but that can never be me. Bullshit. It's only not you because you don't want it, because it's not that important to you. But let's get on and find those things that are so important to you that you want, because the moment you get committed to that is the moment that your behavior changes and anything can happen. But stop limiting yourself by the context. Stop comparing it to the wrong things. Stop comparing it at all and just get on that journey, because context has everything to do with how you see the world. And there's an awesome statement. I'm going to leave you guys with this today. All right. I hope you guys got that today. I hope you guys heard it, but I'm going to leave you with this one. Look at this quote. I cried because I had no shoes until I met a man with no feet. Context is everything, ladies and gentlemen. What are you giving power to that doesn't need that type of power? What is it that's holding you back from truly being the best you that you can be? Because I've given context to something that it just doesn't deserve it. This is it. Come on. You have the opportunity. Plant these seeds. Start looking at it. We don't need a different life. We don't need anything different. We just need to see it differently, right? It's an amazing, amazing thing when we can start to dig in and change that little bit of context in our life. We can change the version. We can change the appearance so that you can get on that journey. You have the power to change the meaning, to change the focus, to change the emphasis, and most of all, change the appearance of what it is. Because the moment you change the context, you change the content, and you can be on that journey to be the best version of you. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Man, I'm enjoying reading this. I'm enjoying digging into it. And I just want to keep bringing to you the things that can set you up to be the best version of you. All right. Get in, jump in. As always, please jump on over to optimalself.today. Just give us your email address. That's it. We're not going to spam you. We're not going to do anything. All we want to do is get you the things that matter the most. So I hope you guys are ready for it. I hope you guys are on your journey. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow.